Have you ever wondered why the challenges that you faced, why they feel like they continue to repeat themselves in your life? Are there moments in your life where you feel like you just want to give up? Maybe not to the severity of no longer being here on this earth, but you just give up ambition. You just give up in trying to become something greater. You just give up in trying to feel like that something greater is available to you. Listen, I totally understand how you feel because there has been times where I felt like I was going after a goal and it just seemed like I couldn't get to the level of success that I truly desired. But I want to share with you today reasons why you can't give up, even if you feel like there are no other options. Whether or not you're going after the promotion, whether or not you're starting the business, whether or not you're growing the business. Let's talk about reasons why you just can't give up, even if you feel like there are no other options. I was having a conversation with my boys, and I enjoy involving them in the things that I do here at Chase Great because prayerfully, once I become of a certain age, I'm able to incorporate them and this be my legacy. This is what I pass over or pass on to them. And I was talking to them and I asked them, what are some reasons why you believe or why you think you can't give up? So today's Maximize Your Monday is brought to you by the Early Boys. They helped me design a video today to help you change how you think about who you are in this moment, how you think about who you are in this season. That you may feel like the challenges that you are experiencing are too tough for you to get past, or they're too tough for you to get over. And one thing my oldest son, he kept saying and he kept shouting, don't quit. Even if everything around you feels like it's crumbling, don't give up. So I asked him, I said, give me a little more. What does that mean? What does that look like? Here's what he shared. Number one, in every experience, there's a lesson. If you feel that you are stuck in a lesson, you're stuck in a season where the things around you are repeating itself and you can't figure out, why aren't I getting out of this situation? Why doesn't it feel like I'm shifting into the next? Why doesn't it feel like I'm shifting into I am going from the process and I'm moving into progress? Why do I feel stuck? And here's the area where I want to encourage you. You are experiencing these things because you haven't yet identified the lesson in the experience. What is it that you need to learn? If you find yourself going through the same things over and over again, whether or not it's with your finances, whether or not it's with your relationships, whether or not it's in your business or it's in your promotion or in your career, if you're finding yourself going through the same type of experiences, you're having the same type of encounter with different people, I want you to sit down and do a self-assessment and identify, what aren't I learning in this experience? Sometimes we're looking for an external sign, right? So we're looking for people to do something different. We're looking for people to say something different. We're looking for our environment to change. We're looking for our circumstances to change. And when these things aren't changing, yet we find ourselves in the same situations, I want you to stop looking at other people and I want you to now take a moment to look at self. What is it that I'm doing or I'm not doing within myself that is preventing the success from showing up externally? Well, what do that mean? What do I mean when I talk about, what do you need to do with self? Understand that there are internal processes and there are external processes. There are internal things that you have to work on in order to receive an external result. And then there are external things that you work on that you'll also receive an external result. Well, in this situation or in this case, I want you to ask yourself, have I done the internal work? Have I made the appropriate mindset shifts in a certain situation or in a certain relationship or within my corporate space or within my business? Have I made the proper mindset shift so that I can reach what's next or reach my next level? Here's something that I've learned over the years of really emerging into the personal and professional development space. Sometimes we'll look at other people and we'll want their level of success, right? We may want, I want that position that they're in, or I want my business to produce the fruit that that business produces, or oh man, I wish that my relationship with whoever looked like something that you've seen before. And so what we'll tend to do is we'll compare ourselves with these examples, and we'll become inspired by these examples. But one of the things that we miss is doing the internal work. There's a mindset that is required for every level of success. So whether or not you are going after a better relationship, or you're going after a promotion in the workplace, or you're looking to grow your business financially, understand that there's a certain mindset that is required for that level. And so the question is have you done the mindset work? Not only do you need to check the mindset, but you also have to check your posture. How are you experiencing internally your external circumstances? How are you responding to this? What are your thought patterns? If you're going into a situation and you're saying, I am tired of walking into the workplace and everyone around me is being negative. I'm tired of walking into the workplace and I'm trying to implement better strategies and better experiences, but yet the people around me are not conducive, or they're not wanting to go after the things that I want to go after and see success in the workplace. And you feel that this overwhelm is because of them. What if I told you that it was really a you thing? What if I told you that it had nothing to do with what your coworkers are doing? It has nothing to do with what your team is doing. It has nothing to do with your peers are doing. It has nothing to do with what your neighbors or what your family is doing. It has everything to do with you and how you are thinking through this experience, how you are thinking through, how are you responding in your thoughts? How are you responding in your words? How are you responding in your actions? We're talking about reasons why you can't give up, even if you feel like there are no other options. There is always another option. The number one reason why you can't give up is because in every experience, there is a lesson. I want to challenge you today to identify the lesson. What is it that I need to learn? How can you do this? Number one, by going into prayer. Let's go to God, right? Before we go and we journal everything out, before we go and we talk to a friend, before we go and hire a coach, let's go ahead, let's talk to God about it, because he's the one that's going to show you what the lesson is in this experience. Have you sought him? Have you gone into your prayer closet and said, Lord, show me what is it that I'm to learn in this season? Number two, there may not be a second chance. There may not be a second chance. When I talked to the boys and I said, listen, why shouldn't you give up? They said, because there may not be a second chance. So you have to give it your all in the first round so that you can maximize your life's experience, because everyone doesn't get a second chance. Right? You have to go after the promotion that you want. You have to build the business that you want. You have to develop the relationship that you want. You have to do these things, and you have to make the decision internally that regardless of what I'm facing externally, that I'm going to apply myself. Why? Because I may not get a second chance. The Bible tells us to take no thought for tomorrow, right? That the treasures that we are storing up here on earth, that we can't take to heaven. So we may not have another opportunity to call tomorrow. You may not have another opportunity to go after the promotion next month. You may not have the opportunity to start the business and get the grants and get the funding today if you wait in 30 days. You may not have that second chance. Number three, nobody cares unless you do. You're waiting for someone else to care. You're waiting for someone else to validate you. You're waiting for someone else to affirm you. Understand that nobody's going to care about your success before you do. If you want someone to care about your success, about your greatness, about what you can bring to the world, about the value that is stored inside of you, if you want someone to care about these things, guess what? You first have to care. You have to be the one to teach people how to treat your value. You have to be the one to set the standard on how people are going to treat and receive your greatness, your unique ability. But if you don't establish the standard, then no one else will. They're not going to care. They only care as much as you care. So if you're very, absent-minded about it, and you feel like it's not that serious, or I'll try next time, or no one's going to care, then no one will. But understand that piece of uniqueness that you carry with you every day, someone else is waiting for that. Someone is waiting for your character, for your communication, for your collaboration, for your community. Someone is waiting for you. And unless you establish the standard, unless you set the tone and say, I will not let anything interfere with who God has called me to be, and I'm going to believe in who God has called me to be, then you're going to always find yourself in a place where you want to give up and feel defeated. We can't wait for validation from other people. The only reason why you're getting paid at the rate that you're getting paid is because your employer believes that your skill is only qualifiable at that pay rate. But imagine if you shift your mindset from being paid for time, and instead of being paid for time, being paid for skill, and begin to validate your skill and build your skill and have confidence in your skill. Imagine how it'll change how people around you see you, right? How will they see you? They only see you based on how you tell people to see you. Stop allowing people to determine your value. Nobody else is going to care unless you care first. Number 4, your win is not about you. It's not. Listen, everything that happens for us, but it's not, it happens to us, but it's not for us, right? It's happening to you because God wants to use you as the example. He's building your courage. He's building your endurance. He's building integrity. He's building wisdom. He's building wealth. He's building discipline. He's building these things inside of you so that you can be everything that someone else needs to see him through you, so that they can believe in the God that you believe in. It's happening to you, but it's not for you. The things that God wants in our lives, God said, I sent my son that you may live and live life more abundantly. That more abundance is not just for you. It's so that the people around you can see your fruit. So understand that the reasons why you can't give up, even when you feel like there are no other options, the reason why you can't give up is because the journey is not about you. The journey is about your children. It's about your clients. It's about your peers. It's about your team members. It's about your neighbors. It's about the people around you, that you're building yourself up so that you can impact their lives, so that you can be the change in their lives. The best example of this, Jesus didn't die on the cross for himself. He already had his foot in the kingdom. He already had his seat. He didn't die on the cross for himself. He died on the cross for me. He died on the cross for you. And understand that if we're going to be Christ-like, that when we pick up our cross, and when we carry, and when we mortify the flesh, and when we're striving daily to be Christ-like, it's not for us. It's for us, but it's not about us. It's about the people that are watching you. It's about the people that you are called to inspire and influence and impact. Your journey is designed to make you stronger so that you can be the vessel. Number 5, and this one is by my middle baby, and it took us a minute because he was fighting me on this assignment, but he helped out. Here's what he said. He said, there are other people wanting you to give up. He said, there's other people wanting and waiting for you to give up. The failure just doesn't fall on you. The failure falls on the people that are dependent on you. The failure falls on the people who are anticipating your success. There are people waiting for you to fail. They are, because if you fail, then it makes them comfortable, and it affirms their debate or their reasoning with themselves that it doesn't take all that. I knew being a seven-figure earner in a coaching business was impossible. I knew it. So you not going after, you giving up gives another person reason to be complacent and mediocre. You going after everything that you desire and becoming the exact thing is motivation. It's inspiration to the person who is sitting and believing and telling themselves that it's not possible. There are people waiting for you to succeed, but there are also people waiting for you to fail so that it gives them self-satisfaction. Don't let them win. Understand that your success is not, that you're not the only one waiting for your success, that there are people around you believing in you, that there are people around you waiting for you to break the generational curses. There are people around you waiting to see you break free from the strongholds. There are people around you believing in the gifts and the skills that you have. You have to believe in you. You have to know that the God that is in you, the Holy Spirit that is in you, he's giving you everything that you need. James says that any man that lacks wisdom, let him ask. When you ask God for patience, what do he send you? What do he give you? More chaos. Why? Because he wants you to work the patience muscle, right? When you ask God for peace, what do he give you? More chaos. Why? So that you can decide in your mind that regardless of my external circumstances, I have conditioned myself on the inside to respond to my external circumstances in a way that does not and will not waver who I am on the inside. You ask God for a better relationship. What does he send you? More ways to communicate. You ask God for more money in your business. What does he send you? More ideas to grow the business. You ask God for a promotion. What does he send you? More work on the workplace to show yourself, to prove yourself, to know that you are qualified to go after whatever position you desire. If you truly desire the level of change that's going to be a reflection in your professional life, in your personal life, I encourage you to take a moment, step back, and I want you to assess your thinking. What do you believe? What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about your circumstances? What do you believe about the possibility of your outcome? Because what you believe is going to determine whether or not you persevere. I hope these reasons today of why you just can't quit, even if you feel like there are no other options, I hope they inspired you. I hope they inspired you to change how you think about who you are and the value that you bring to the table. No amount of money should stop you from being everything that you desire to be. No circumstance, no situation, no challenge should stop you or come in the way of, because all it is a distraction. Anything that causes you to veer off course from pursuing the life that you truly desire to live is a distraction. Find the distractions and learn how to void them out. Listen, make sure you take the moment today. If you need additional support in helping you navigate through specific areas in your life, I encourage you to go ahead and grab the copy of the Coach My Life anthology, the book. The coaches in this book, this is our form of coaching in a book. There are 8 chapters. Each chapter is focuses on solving a specific problem in your life. If you're ready to sit down and identify some of those problematic areas that could be stopping you, it could be the reasons, it could be the experiences that are feeding your reasons of why you want to quit. I encourage you to grab a copy of the Coach My Life book so that you can sit down and work through certain areas in your life so that you too can reach the level of life that you truly desire to live. Listen, thank you guys for rocking out with me today for Maximize Your Monday. I am your vision coach and leadership development trainer, Latoya Early, developing leaders and coaches in their purpose so that they can increase their performance, generate more profit, and truly, truly impact the lives of people. Be blessed.